Mondays to Fridays, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. or KM 95.9 FM. You're not mistaken. Good afternoon, folks, and welcome to another presentation of the program Inside Liberia on KLFM 95.9. Bringing live from the nation's capital, Monrovia. And of course, it's on the weekend, the start of the weekend. Today is Friday. TGIF, thank God it's Friday. And we are pretty seated right here in our cozy studios to bring you the program Inside Liberia. And Inside Liberia is a program designed to keep you abreast with issues happening around the country, talking about governance, and the rest of it you can talk about. So welcome folks, wherever you are, however you're listening. If you're listening to us via 95.9, or maybe you are on the social media and you are getting us via our Facebook page, Care Communications Network. It's good to welcome you. It is a perfect moment for all of us. And this is the radio service of Care Humanitarian Foundation. Our foundation is into several humanitarian work, helping the needed. Those of you who are less fortunate, sanitation, health, and the rest of it, folks, you can rely on this foundation. This foundation probably is going to be one of the best in Liberia. We've already started the groundwork to show that people start to feel the impact. You know, it's often said if the Christmas will be good, you will know from the evil. And so, Mr. Christopher Kier, our dynamic CEO, has started helping a lot of people already. The map of revitalizations of people's life already started. And this is a process and it's going to continue. Many thanks to our dynamic CEO, Mr. Christopher Kier, and the entire team up there who are doing magnificent to see this dream live. Thanks to his family as well, his darling wife, the wife to be, in a few moments, that will be taking the hands of his darling wife and walking her down the aisle. So that's a advance to our dynamic CEO, Mr. Christopher Kier, as he walked down the aisle with his beautiful bride. God bless you, young. You are a good man. And God continue blessing you. Our folks, they've already started joining us live on the social media. And we can only welcome them right here. Welcome to my brother and friend Ruben Kane. And he said, I'm following from Ghanaville. I like to hear him called Ghanaville. I'm following you from Ghanaville. Ruben Kane. Leave your comments there. Don Theo Williams, a journalist, very professional journalist, very, very professional, and an ally of mine, my biggest ally. Theophilus Williams has joined us as well. He said, keep soaring, ally. Thank you so much, my dear brother. Well, as a matter of fact, the man keen to see his ally already. Matthew Topa from the Liberia Marketing Association is watching live from Banga City, Bon County. Welcome. Welcome. And he's the procurement officer of the Liberia Marketing Association. He's watching us live. Yeah, welcome, folks. Too many things to unpack. Firstly, we'll go around the world. We'll go around the world to talk about some of the world news. And then we'll come to Africa. We'll look at a few news from Africa. And then we end up in Liberia where we discuss those issues that matter to our country, Liberia. Today is Friday. It's the 16th day of the month of August. And the year is 2024. And my name is Morris Desmond Brown. Of course, Josh Webb is on the cameras. It's my able producer making sure that the sounds are for you. So all of the beautiful things you see on the screen, they're all the intuition of this great, brilliant young man, Josh Webb. That's up to you, George, as we go through our Friday's edition program, Yeah. And I know Friday is almost like a relief time. I gotta go and rest for getting ready for the following week. So we got a lot of things to talk about. Our country is at a crossroads, but we'll come back to talk those issues as soon as we go around the world and come right back to Liberia. So those of you watching live on the social media, share the video. Let others join in the broadcast as well. Just continue to share in all of the groups. All of the groups. All of the groups. Yeah. Continue to share. Continue to share in all of the groups so we can have a lot of people following as well. We want to give you. Those of you listening via radio, we want to also welcome you. If you're in Bapolu County, welcome. If you're in Bomi, welcome. Benkema County, Gaula District is listening to us live. They are 95.9. So imagine what Kakata will do. We are live. Bon County. The rest of the counties, Maserati County, if you're in District 1 up to District 17, it is a perfect moment for all of us. Our country will definitely soar. Our country will rise. Nothing absolutely will stand in the development of Liberia. So shortly we'll go around the world. We'll take bits and pieces of war news. And we'll come back to Africa, take bits and pieces of our African news as well. And then we end up in Liberia to talk about some of the rolling issues. So this is where we go. Get set. Let's go. India protests intensify over doctors' rape and murder. Protests have intensified in India after a mob vandalized a hospital where a female trainee doctor was raped and murdered in West Bengal State. The hospital was attacked on Wednesday during the massive Reclaim the Night march held in Kolkata City to protest against the brutal crime. Smaller protests were also held in many other Indian cities like Delhi, Hyderabad, Mumbai, and Pune. The Indian Medical Association, IMA, the country's largest grouping of doctors, have announced a nationwide strike of non-emergency services on Saturday. So they will start their go slow on tomorrow. Doctors Association in other cities and political parties in the West Bengal have also planned marches on today and over the weekend to protest against the attack. It's such a very, very terrible news coming in from India. Rising report of violence against women on transport. The number of recorded violent crimes against women and girls on network has risen in the past years by 20%. British Transport Police Authority has said more than 11,000 complaints were made in the year to March, compared with 9,464 the previous year. Police say the sharp rise is likely to be down to more people reporting what has happened to them rather than more crimes being committed. Transport Secretary Lois Hagg said the figures were appalling and the government will relentlessly hold publicly owned railroads for the authority overseeing the transport show as advantage of 31 violent crimes a day against women and girls were reported. That does it for news around the world. We come down to Africa. We take bits and pieces of news from Africa. Very troubling news coming in from Africa. We look at few troubling news coming in from Africa. The DRC, at least 16 dead in fighting between militants and rebels. Clashes between local rebels and pro-government militants in Eastern the Democratic Republic of Congo, the DRC, killed 16 villagers on Thursday, a government official said. The latest violence of a ceasefire to help millions of displaced people in the region. The villagers were killed in Rots territory, North Kivu province, during fighting between the M23 rebels groups, which is believed to be backed by neighboring Rwanda. And local Wazeda fighters who often fight alongside Congolese security forces, according to Isaac Kabirian. Administrative officer in Bozura, north of the country. None of the villagers were involved in the fighting that involved the killing, authorities have said. We're coming back to South Africa. South African unemployment rate climbs over 80 million jobless. South African unemployment rate increased by 0.6% points from 32.9% in quarter one of 2024 to 33.5% in quarter two of 2024. The government statistic officer reported on Tuesday. Africa's most industrial economy has struggled to create jobs in recent years due to a long recession and most recently the COVID-19 pandemic. About 80.4 million people were out of work, up from 50 million in 2014. The number of employed persons fell by 92,000 to 16.7 million in quarter two of 2024. The sectors we saw the most job increases or decreases include trade, agriculture, and construction. Only manufacturing, social services, and utilities added jobs. That does it for our war in African news. We now come to talk about the rolling issues right in our country, Liberia. So those of you on the social media, just share the video. Those of you who want to catch us live on the social media, just catch us live on King's Network on Facebook. And of course, our video is right there for you. And you can share the video as well that others join the broadcast. Today's presentation promises to be fascinating, very, very mouth-watering. Let's take a line of our theme song. We'll come back. We'll talk those rolling issues in Liberia. Welcome back, folks, and thanks for joining us. The edition of the program Inside Liberia, and we are live on the radio 95.9 Care Radio, and we are right opposite the BTC barracks and adjacent the uh, Rallytown Market. We are definitely the newest sensation in town, and we are the station that makes the difference. And like I often say, you can beat the experience. So you just join us to do what we know how to do best. Welcome, all of you, across Liberia, District number 1 up to District 17 in Maserado. If you're in Grand Cape Mount, it's a privilege to say welcome. Like my brother watching from Banga, welcome as well from Banga. And we are grateful to have you. We are grateful to have all of you listening to us via the radio. And again, we have come so that history will be kind to us one day. Why are we always talking about country? Is because our country must survive. The survivability of our country depends on the healthy kind of conversations that we will have on a daily basis. And that is why we owe loyalty to no political party, and we do the Liberian people's business. You know, there are things happening in the country. Yesterday, I told you some things, but many of you did not believe me. I gave you direct information on some of the issues that came up for the cabinet retreat. You didn't say cabinet retreat. And after which, the Minister of Information, Minister Jerry Lumick Pia, came to the public and he endeavored to let the Liberian people know some of the things that were discussed in the cabinet retreat. There are serious issues ongoing in the country. And just yesterday, I voiced out some of those issues. The office of the president is being embarrassed at every given time. The president office or the office of the presidency has been embarrassed at any given time. And there is no decision that has been taken from the angle of the president to save his office. And I will cite instances where the office of the president has been embarrassed. And for the president to sit and look at his office being a statesman who has served in the country for over 40 years, that experience, to have people in the office of the president embarrassing the presidency, it is something to look at. It is something to actually look at. A week ago, some media outlet, including me, I posted on my, some of you follow me on my Facebook page, you might have seen a post where we informed the Liberian people that the president has withdrawn the nomination of the head of the War and Economic Crimes Court Committee that was set up earlier. One massacre, that's a massacre or so, the name is, was earlier on taped. The name was released to the public that you would have heard that particular commission or committee, whatever it is. During the cabinet meeting yesterday, the president took a decision. The president took a decision to withdraw the name of this man who, I don't know whether he appeared before the Senate, but those of you who have that information, you have to let me know. I can't recall whether he appeared before the Senate for confirmation, if that position was a confirmational position. But this is a man who already started getting his feet down to start getting things done. So the president yesterday named a committee to establish the office of the War and Economic Crimes Court. As though the current people in power in government do not know what they are doing. That's how I see. And we've been embarrassed, even our international partners, friendly embassies around our capital. The government has embarrassed us over time. You cannot name someone. Time we reported that the name were removed, and the executive mansion came back to debunk what we said. Only to know yesterday that the first information that was put out that his name was removed was actually, this man has been appointed over a month plus. To have his name removed now, I don't know where that came from, but I will read you the reaction of the executive mansion. I'll read you. Councillor Massacre has been removed. He has been removed. So let me get you the first communication after news broke that the office of the president has withdrawn the name of Mr. Massacre. And that was on the 6th. That was on the 6th of August, of this same month, August, when that news broke, and the executive mansion came out sharply to react. And I'll read you verbatim what this communication says. Say, for immediate release, Office of the President refused claims of the withdrawal of the WCC, that's World Economic Crimes Court Executive Director, Tuesday, August 6, 2024. Executive Mansion, Monrovia, the Office of the President has dismissed reports that President Joseph Newman Boakai Sr. has withdrawn the appointment of Councillor Jennifer Massacre as the Executive Director of the Office of the War and Court. The Office of the President states here that the Executive Director, Councillor Massacre, is currently on a mission abroad in the interest of the office and is expected to make a full report to the President upon his return. The public is advised to rely only on official sources of information from the government on official matters. Signed, Kula Bona Yang Fofana, Presidential Press Secretary. Folks, I didn't want to read and you say, oh, he's just reading the thing, or maybe it's not true, all of what he's saying. This was the 6th of August when the executive mansion reacted to media that Councillor Massaqua's appointment to the War and Economic Crimes Court as director was revoked. The executive mansion said, no, it is not true. We have not taken such a decision. The president of the country hasn't taken such a decision. In fact, Councillor Massaquoi is already working in his office, so he has gone to have series of engagement for the office of the World Economic Crimes Court. So while the man is away, another letter came up yesterday. Let me read you what came up yesterday. The country is actually interesting. And this is directly from the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs, and Tourism, PO Box, blah, 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 blah. Press release, August 15, which is 24, set for immediate release. President Bouaka sets up committee to reconstitute the leadership of the Office of War and Economic Crimes Court. Reconstitute. If that word is not placed in simplicity for others to understand what reconstitute actually means, it means changing the people who were there and bringing new people, or relieving those who were already there and bringing on new people. That's reconstitute. Let me read you the press statement. His Excellency President Joseph Newman Boakai has today constituted a committee of eminent to recruit and vet candidates that will lead the Office of War and Economic Crimes Court in the country. The Office of War and Economic Crimes Court was established pursuant to Executive Order number 131 and seeks to put in place the modalities and mechanisms to ensure the setting up of a special war crimes court for Liberia, an anti-corruption court, institution named to the search and vetting committee includes the Ministry of Justice as chair, the National Civil Society Council of Liberia, a national NGO focused on transitional justice, the Economic Community of African States, ECOWAS, the United Nations Office in Liberia, the Independent National Commissions on Human Rights, the Liberia National Bar Association, the Interreligious Council of Liberia, and the African Union Mission to Liberia. Let me read the latter part of the president's decision. The committee has been mandated by the president to recruit, vet, recommend to him 3 candidates with proven integrity who were also well versed in Liberia constitutional and criminal law and capable of working with the international community and the Liberian public in developing appropriate mechanisms, procedures, and processes attaining an establishment of war and economic crime court for Liberia. The president's decision today to reconstitute the leadership of the Office of War and Economic Crimes Court stems from his desire to ensure that the process leading to the establishment of War and Economic Crimes Court in Liberia is subjected to open and broad-based public scrutiny. So The first time the president established the War Economic Code Committee, so you didn't know that they had this um, charisma, or they had all of the qualifications that he wanted to see, and he just appointed them. That shows that the president is somehow not in charge. And I know exactly why I'm saying this. It shows that the president is not in charge. My statement stems from the fact that a press statement will be released in this form and manner to show that the president did not vet the people who were vetted at first. I don't know whether you understanding what I'm saying. The president did not know the people who were appointed on the committee first. So the president now is using his presidential power to say, I didn't know the first people. You will not say it in this communication. I didn't know the first people how to go appoint who appointed them. But in fact, Councillor Jonathan Massacre has become the man who has suffered in the hands of the Unity Party. Do you know that Councillor Massacre was appointed Justice Minister and he was removed? Do you know you are appointed into another position again and he was removed? That the 10th time his name has been removed from listing? Well, I don't know what is the problem or what are those issues confronting the office of the president, but I think the president needs to get in charge. And I think the reason why the president is having multiplicity of cabinet retreats is for the president to have first-hand information on some of these things. The reason why the president, since he came to power, has had over 4 cabinet retreats. In the last 7 months, 4 cabinet retreats. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's wrong to have multiplicity of cabinet retreats or numerous cabinet retreats. It is very good. It helps to put the members of your cabinet or your cabinet ministers or whosoever in check. But I think the reason why the president is having these cabinet retreats over and over and again is to have first. Every time the president goes to a cabinet meeting, there's a new thing he hears from his cabinet. Folks, you're not here. Maybe you're not understanding what I'm saying, but let me explain it in a simple African English. There are some things they can have on the man, things from the president. But every time they go to a cabinet meeting, those issues are brought out. So they have to say the truth. Because now it is almost all the sectors in a particular meeting. So you can lie in that kind of meeting. In cabinet meeting, it's hard for you to just lie. Because you can lie on the other man in the man there, the man will sharply react and say, no, not me. So when those issues are brought out during the cabinet meeting, then the president can take decision. That's why you see the president actually don't know how Councillor Massacre was appointed to the World Economic Crimes Code Committee. That is what this communication is telling me. I don't know whether it's telling you the same thing, but I'm seated here and I'm thinking that the president is not in the know or was not in the know of how these people were appointed. I mean, this is not anything to guess about. When the government took over, there were people named the author. Their names will be placed on the executive mansion website. Before you know, after 2 days, the name disappears. And when that name disappears, forget it, you'll not see it again. Other people will go before the Senate. At the end of the day, they are confirmed. They come back. They don't have a job. The situation with LRRC, that brought a repatriation and resettlement commission. One man is at the Senate waiting to be confirmed. The other man takes his bed on his back and goes to the office to take over. If that is not an embarrassment to the country, then I don't know what it was at that time. One man is appointed, and that man is processing, is going through the process to go to the Senate, whether the Senate confirmation or confirmational position or what. But the man goes to the Senate for another man say, he not going to go to the Senate. They appointed him, he going to take over, and he goes there and take over the entity. If that was not an embarrassment to the state, I don't know what was it. I don't know what was it. Liberia is too old for us to have leaderships that come, and those leaderships from one leadership to another, and you find similar thing occurring. The other people come, they do the same thing. The next group of people come, they do the same old thing. If our country is being treated this way, if our country is being treated this way, what can we say? Liberia is all we have. But I mean, I'm seeing the reason why you see me, the Unity Party is because the Unity Party had all the luxury of time in their favor. In fact, the elections were over in November. Around the 14th of November, we already knew the results. The president, former president, former President Weah, conceded defeat, came to the public and said, I accept I've been defeated by Ambassador Boakai. He's the legitimate president, and I am satisfied with the results. Here is it. From that day that former President Weah, conceded defeat, one would have thought that the Unity Party will take cue from that day and start to plan themselves and start to arrange themselves in a proper way, because they have led this country before. It is not their first time. They led this country 12 years before. So they were not strange. If you know why we spared of those mistakes is because the CDC that their first time coming to power. We will not spare the Unity Party because the Unity Party has served this country before. And this current president was 12 years vice president of the state in the Unity Party's administration. So how should we spare the president? When the president was vice president for 12 years and the president is not president of the country and these things are happening under his watch, we cannot spare them. We spared the CDC because we knew they were coming, they were new, and there would be mistakes. Even though we spoke about those mistakes, we did not allow the CDC go unchecked. We spoke about those mistakes. But the Unity Party's mistake is becoming monotonous. It's becoming a culture. Every day you have people making mistakes, and they do it so boldly to the extent that even the kid walking down the street is making blunders. The government is making mistakes. This is troubling for our country. This is actually troubling for our country. All in all, the government took over. There have been a series of mistakes. The government has made mistakes several, ranging from the government were not in power. They started to embarrass us because when there is a transition, the government are coming, can take greater portion. They do most of their planning for the inauguration. The inauguration was a flaunt. It was an embarrassment to the country. The inauguration was an embarrassment. It was the poorest inauguration I've witnessed in any modern time. I'm not talking about Liberia. I'm talking about the dispensation of Liberia. But the people inaugurations they can do is far more better than the one we hired. And money wasn't the problem. We didn't have money issue. The country have money. We have money to miss, and in fact, money were given. The money that was given to handle the issue of the inauguration, it was enough. But what did we have? We have a messy, ranging from protocol to the program itself, everything was messy. Environment, certain capacity, everything was messy. And so today, the government is still making mistakes. So the government will say the best thing the government should have done or should have said to the Liberian people was to say, okay, listen, we appointed, but in this communication, you can know that there is a variant. There are variants to show that the president is not in charge at certain point in time. And the only time the president gets in charge when the president is having a cabinet retreat. That is point on point. The president gets in charge when he is conducting a cabinet retreat. As soon as the president leaves the cabinet retreat, people start to do their own thing. You know what came out of that cabinet retreat? After that cabinet retreat, Josiah Joker came back to the public to make mockery of the Liberian people. Josiah Joker said that every decision he is taking in the country, the president is aware of his decision, is aware that he's removing people arbitrarily. The president is aware that he's doing those things that he shouldn't be doing, but he said the president is aware and the president is backing him. That's what Josiah Joker said after he left the cabinet meeting. The country is interesting. Liberia is an interesting place. I'll play you audio to that effect, and I'm not just going to talk it and let it slide. Everything I say here, I have 100% proof. I don't just talk. I have the proof. I'll play you the audio. You hear Josiah Joker telling you that everything, every decision he's taking, the president is happy, and the president knows about the decisions that he, Josiah Joker, is taking. Even to remove people from MCC when they're not supposed to be removed because they express political issues. I will give you a listing of people that I'm not a lover of Jefferson Koji. I'm going to say it clearly here. I'm not one person like him. I mean, when I say like him, I don't hate him as a person, but I do not know him like that. I mean, when I say know him like that, we don't have that cordiality. But honor his wife as certain mayor. Honor his wife as certain mayor. He left several persons who were tipped to have been Unity Party supporters. He left them in their positions. He left them there. And, you know, let me name you some of the people who were in the position when Jefferson Koji went there and left them there. And these people are people who people knew to be strong Unity Party partisans. Strong Unity Party partisans. Strong Unity Party partisans. So we'll do our best. Let me get that listing. Let me get that listing of the people that Mayor Koji met at the city corporation and left those people there. He didn't remove them. He didn't remove them. He didn't remove them. So let me give you a full listing. So when Jefferson Koji took over in 2018, Jefferson Koji met several Unity partisans on the job. Joyce S. Kanakai, the mayor as human resource manager, left for them as human resource manager. Fanny passed away, manager revenue department. William James, controller finance department. King Prince Andrews, director general for internal operations. Kenneth Harris, director city police. Henry Womba, Manager, Human Resource Department. Lorima Badon, Head, Sales and Marketing. F. Olivia Weloya, Director, Solid Waste, Softening Region. Choice 1-2, Manager, MCC Facility. County Straco, Director General, Director General Services Department. Penny Core, Assistant Director for Operations, Memorial City Police. Eva Y. Holden, Director Procurement Department. April B.Y. Kusu Kanyo, Director General for Services, Service Program Head of Solid Waste. And the list goes on up to 20. I can name you all of them, and I can call their names. All these people from the city government, Koji met them there, and Koji left them there. And that is the reason why some of the CDC partisans were angry with their own government. That the government will come and see people. And so, but the CDC knew that some of these people would not just be removed. The CDC is coming to power, but the CDC, I mean, they did some things, but I think they walk in a path in some areas that I really admire them. As compared to today, who didn't cost the president, the former president in this country? How many United Partisans who were civil servants did not cost the former president, but they still left in their positions? They still left, they still remain in their places of work. Nobody went to remove them because they expressed opinion on issues. But it tells you how desperate some people can be when they come to power. It shows you how people can only sit outside and criticize that can happen in the country, but deeply in them, they have sinister motives. And that is exactly what we're seeing today. The government, the president, and my own issue is that the president needs to be in charge. Samuel Weir has been the manager for the city as a car park, right? They honor MCC. Or who do the car parking and other things. The manager there was Samuel Weir. Because Samuel Weir is a sedition, he was dismissed. 2 days ago, Samuel Weir is no more the head of the city parking under the Memorial City Corporation. Where are we headed? Where is our country going? And every day the hate will increase because the things we do, we adding up animosity, we're adding up griefs, we're adding up people trying to trump up their grievances, and at the end of the day, it will explode. That I see as a means of, it's a bedrock for chaos in the country. It's a bedrock for chaos. So we are setting up a process today whereas people can sit down and say to themselves, I will come to power, I will remove who I want to remove, I will keep who I want to keep. Today, Josiah Jacobson, a circular around, he said, all HRs are made names of people who are above the age, the retirement, they reach the retirement age, to remove them from government. The CDC said, these people, But meanwhile, Josiah Joker, who is doing all of these things, has brought to the payroll of government consultants who are doing nothing. Somebody are sitting home doing nothing, and they are taking pay at the expense of the suffering masses who pay their $10, $5 in taxes. You remember the other day they said the president was at the ministerial complex. He went to unveil the consultants of the government. And Josiah Joker friends. His friends who he promised job and told them that when I get to government, I will certainly give you jobs. He brought all his friends to be consultants, and these consultants are sitting home. They're doing absolutely nothing. What the CDC did that we noticed and saw, the CDC was using these people who were above the age and reached the age of retirement, making them consultants to have productivity in government. It is a process. To have productivity in government, sometimes you keep the old brains. You keep these people around. You don't just send them home. You keep them around as consultants. Josiah Joker have relieved these people. He brought in his own friends and just made them consultants, some of which are ghosts. You don't even know them. You call some of them to make one straight line. Some of them cannot write a straight line. But these people are consultants. Meanwhile, he's removing people who are doing the work for government. He's removing people who he perceived to be enemies to the government, and he's removing them from payroll. I told you about a situation at NBC, right? Where people who were on maternal leave and all their needs were removed from the NBC payroll, National Bureau of Construction. Go there today. Go ask. The agent will tell you. If they will not be afraid because they won't give you information. But I'm telling you straightforward that names of people who were on maternal leave were removed under the instruction of Josiah Joker, that these people should not be on the payroll because he went to do head count and he did not see them there. And what I see in this man, I see that he's abrogating the function of the president to himself. The thing the presidents are be doing are the one the man doing now. The man is parading in the corridors of the country like he's the hero and the giant. I foresee trouble. I foresee real trouble. If care is not taken, if Mr. Josiah Joker is not teamed, I see growing wave of spontaneous protests in the country, which nobody, not even me, pray for, because the country is already. Let me tell you something, and I will say this and say this to everybody: the country will get harder than what it is. The suffering we went through during President Weah regime, the one we'll go through under this government, is the one we'll go through in the next government to come. The war is changing. There will be things that will get harder. The country will not go back to normalcy. It will not go back to normal days. We'll have these issues every time. The country will get hard. Today, my boss man myself was just talking, Mr. Valentine. I was just saying, a few years ago, what were we using? Or using cassette. In fact, we started talking about the record player. Today, record player is no more. Even if you show a 20-year-old man right now a record player, he might be struggling to tell you what that thing is. You'll be struggling. Record. What later on came after record player, we had a cassette. That cassette where you have to turn, put it one side before, and you can start playing to go on the other side. You got to pull something inside, you be doing it, and then you be turning it. Today, cassette player is no more. What do we have? We have discs, we have pen drive, we got other the memory cards and all of those things. In few years to come, you will not find discs on the market. You may not even find pen drive. Maybe there will be something different. So every time there'll be, let me tell you something. Any government that would have sat in the seat and become the driving force of the country would have experienced the same thing. If the citizen would have come back, would have experienced the same thing. The same hardship will experience it. That the country, that the war is advancing and everything is changing. The thing we used to buy $10, $5 before, will not buy it like that again. Will not buy it. What's changing? The only difference they would have made if the CDC would have come back to power. The CDC already was in charge, and they would just be tapping on what they were already doing and start to go. But this government had to start from zero. And coupled with the government's own agenda to say they want to do audit, they want to do this, and all of those things takes time. The bread and butter issues are not being settled. The people are complaining. And let me be honest with you. In the next few days, we will get out there and start to ask Liberians, how do they feel in the last 8 months of this regime? How are they coping? What are the things that they like about this government? What are the things they don't like? What are the recommendations they can make to the government? It will help the government. I hope the government will not see it in the other way, but it will help the government. You think that everybody in the country want audit or this that to go and be auditing people? I don't care how you do the audit. People will think that which one is built. And am I in that grouping of people who believe that there should be no audit? No. But I'm saying, if you take your camera right now, if you take your microphone right now out there and ask people audit and development, what do you want? You will see majority of the people telling you they want development. Audit and bread and butter issue, which one you take? Some people say we take bread and butter. What a bread and butter issue, think prices must drop. And until those things are done, the country will continue to face the noise that the country is facing. Government issue power will be inside until they say they are finished. Now, whenever government can be confronted with governance issue, CDC was confronted with governance issue. So I'm not too particular about governance issue. The only reason why I'm holding the feet of the United Party so strongly is because the United Party led this country, and the current president was vice president in the 12 years. So, what should we have? We should have a country where everything will fall in place because the president currently has been in government for a very long time. That is the reason why I'm holding this government feet, not for any reason. I'm not holding this government feet like this because if this government election concluded around November 14, former president we are concede defeat. He said, yeah, the country, so the inauguration key. The government could not prepare. The government criticized the CDC, right? The United Party criticized the CDC on several thematic areas. Health. The government said the health policy of the CDC was archaic. It was not working. Extra change has the United Party employed. Maybe all of you need to tell us. Maybe I don't know yet. I've not seen some of the new strategies because I barely hear the Ministry of Health people talking. Even though that place, they're not talking place. It should be more of a policy. But even the monkeypox thing we're talking about, right? They say monkeypox, right? That thing that coming on people's face, you see alone there. It's an outbreak. I've not heard the Ministry of Health convening a press conference to tell the Liberian people that we have an outbreak in the country. We have confirmed this amount of cases already. It's already in Africa. And you know how frequently we travel. You know how frequently other people travel, they come to the country. So the Ministry of Health should be, the health issue of the Liberian people should be concerning. The ministry squared it ahead. Listen, there is this situation we are faced with. We are confirmed this amount of things. There is no need to panic. That's why we have the National Public Health Institute. I saw the release from them. Yes, but the Ministry of Health, the overall should be saying to the Liberian people, this is what we have seen, and these are the prevention. Nothing, nobody saying anything. Nobody saying anything to the Liberian people. By the end of the day, the monkeypox disease or virus or whatever it is, I don't know whether that's virus or what, but it is spreading rapidly. What should Liberians do? Is there any preventive measures that the Liberian people are supposed to take? Yeah, the health ministry is silent. And the conspicuous silence of the health ministry is creating serious doubt as to whether this current minister is able to steer the affairs of the ministry. I'm not doubting her qualification or whatever. I'm not doubting it. I don't know whether that woman there helped that man or whatever. I'm not too particular about the gender set. Whether that man or that woman, whosoever is health minister, must be able to relate to the Liberian people. We have an outbreak. That's something we need to say to the Liberian people. So you need to tell the Liberian people, say, hey, listen, we have this situation. This is what that work is into, and we can only avoid the situation by doing this. Then you make like want people to know. But we're not seeing that. So again, I'm holding the government feet to the fire because this government should be knowledgeable. Most of the people in government, they served in government before. There are too much strange people. They call him Minister of Information. You are in government. You are to the Acting Ministry of Information. You are to the mansion. The Minister of Public Works. You are at Acting Ministry before. Hmm? There are strange people they brought. There are people who are knowledgeable about too many of these things. The Minister of State were in government before. They're not your first time becoming minister in the country. Several people in this government were in government before. So that's why I'm going. The reason why, some of you did not understand us at first, but now you understand us now. Why we did not push the CDC too hard? Because the CDC were coming as a young baby. The CDC were coming, sorry to use the word novice, they were coming as novice, and they did not know governance because they stayed too long in opposition. They were coming to government, they didn't know plenty of things. So that's why we did not push the CDC this much. Some of us, I'm saying, particularly me, I did not push the CDC this much because I didn't expect too much from them because they were new. I expect more from this government. And I'll be honest with you, that's my opinion as a journalist. I demand more from this government because this government should be knowledgeable about the things happening in the country. They have criticized the CDC on some of those issues. One would think that when the government is coming to power, they will come with all of the remedy to these issues and settle them. Do we have the price of rice down now? Somebody need to tell me what's the price of rice to where they are. I'm told it's around $17.50 or so. It's just $2.50 to make it $20. So literally, we're buying rice for $20. And we'll pass regime because the past regime, people pay for rice around $13.50, $14, and they were paying for it $13, $12, they were paying for rice. Because the government had a scheme, they were paying extra money for the price, to not, so that the price would not be too high for the Nigerian people. So they were giving subsidy to rice importers. This government, I know the president has released executive order. I know what to do. I think no taxes on rice and blah blah blah. All the governments have done similar. At the end of the day, the rest become inanimate. Petroleum products on the Liberian market. Those are major things that when we talk about, people say, "Why are you talking these things?" But we need to say it. If I'm here seated, right, and I'm doing the show, and somebody wants to do this show, the particular show I'm doing, you must convince the management, you must convince Mr. Valentine that, hey, listen, Desmond, now you want to do the show. When I get there, I will do the show the day, I will do certain things, I will change the look of the show will be better than what Desmond is doing, and blah, blah, blah. The man comes here, the management accept me and say, Desmond, step aside. I step aside, they accept the man cannot do what the management expecting of him because he has said too many things that he will do this, he will do this, he will do that. He's not doing it. How you think the manager, Mr. Valentine, will take that person? He expect more from that person, right? The same thing with me. I don't know about you. Everybody got their own feelings though. But I'm saying that in the interest of Liberians. I know Liberians are wanting more from this government because the government said more to them. For who much is giving, what happened? Much is one expected. The government now. United Party people, don't get vexed. When the people putting your government feet to the fire, I know some of you United Party people, you are very, very knowledgeable. You know exactly that there are missteps in your government first 8 months. There are several missteps. There are several things that are happening. People go to dedicate the court that was built during the regime of former President Weah because of, that's why when I say the country is divided, some of you say they incendiary. Hmm? That insignia oh, so the issue regarding division, the country is very divided. And the need for reconciliation or the need for a reconciliatory conference or the need to unite Liberians cannot be overly emphasized. We need to, Liberia will need to go through a process where people will have to embrace one another. What are you from different political party or different political ideology? Let's unite and move our country forward. Anything you see the CDC doing is probably because the United Party did it today. That's the kind of system we have in Liberia. We should graduate from there. That because the CDC or the United Party did something to you, so you too in the opposition will do it to the United Party. No. That's not the country we want. It's not a country where we say an arm for an arm. That's not the kind of country we want. It's not the kind of country we want to build. We want to build a country and a society where we all can ideas, we can exchange ideas, we can disagree, but it should be in the interest of our country, not for personal aggrandizement. Not for personal aggrandizement. So when I say to you that the president is not probably in charge, I'm not saying it because anything. I'm saying it because I want you to know that the president is actually somehow not in charge. And I will play you an evidence to that, an audio of Josiah Joker saying that the president is aware of all of the things he's doing. The president is aware. The president is aware. So let me go to the video. Let me go to the audio, sorry. Where's this thing? Get it? So get it from here. Yeah. So let me get it from here. No. Okay, here's it. The government is fully aware. The government, that is, the president is aware. Yes, the president is aware of the actions that are. Did you hear Josiah, okay? He says what? The president is aware, the government is aware. All of the decisions I'm taking, even if they are wrong, the president is aware. I'll play that thing again. I'll play over and over. Is fully aware. The government, that is, the president is aware. Yes, the president is aware of the actions that are taken. The government is fully aware. The government, that is, the president is aware. Yes, the president is aware of the actions that are taken. I'm not the one talking for Josiah, okay? So all of the noise we're causing, we're talking and other things, and that is where I'm about to talk to the CDC. I'm about to talk to the CDC. Today that the CDC, I will end up with the FATE course. I will end up with the CDC. Josiah Joker is heard in this audio clearly saying that all the actions he's taking, the arbitrary dismissals of people from their respective positions, people from payrolls, he said the president is aware. Folks, I'm not the one who said this for Josiah. Josiah himself said it. And you listen to it. Those of you who are listening via radio, those of you who are on the internet, you are listening to it clear, crystal clear. Said the president is aware, the entire government aware of his actions, all the things he's doing, he's not doing it of his own. Apparently, Josiah has been mandated to do some of the things he's doing. So all the noise we're causing that noise for nothing. The man have laid the nail on the head. He has placed the last nail in the coffin of those who were dismissed. Now the political coffin I'm talking about. Their livelihood coffin. The man laid the last nail inside. Say all the things I'm doing. The president aware. The government aware that I'm doing it, and I'm removing people from salary. Dismissing people. I'll get recommendation for them to take 51 person from the payroll at the labor ministry. I told the MCC mayor that 9 of his employees can be on Facebook, can be discussing the president. I told him to remove them. He gave a letter. They moved from there. I went to the other ministry. I told them, say, if they can put themselves together and support the president, I will move them from there. And at the end of the day, he said, the government and the president is aware that I'm doing this. Folks, Liberia is a place that you got to brace yourself. Brace yourself for what is ahead. Brace yourself. I'll play you that audio one more and I'll come to talk to the CDC.
The government is fully aware. That is, the president is aware. The president is aware of the actions that are being taken. The government is fully aware. That is, the president is aware. The president is aware of the actions that are being taken.
Okay, enough of this. He has said it clearly. You don't need any other person to tell you that Mr. Joker is not acting of his own. If the man can go on national radio and say that what I'm doing, the government is aware. That means when they go to cabinet meeting, that those issues can be brought out. And the government have taken responsibility that, of course, they are aware. So he has said it. That the government is aware of his actions. Things he's doing to remove people from payroll, letting people go, making sure he's making recommendations that people are dismissed because they discuss politics. When I played you an audio yesterday with the C. Josiah Joker saying he will not recognize the former government. He had right at that time to disagree with anybody, but today nobody should disagree with the president. You think President Baka himself wants for people, he wants for people to agree with him all the issues and all the things that will happen in the country? If the president would think that way, then I don't know. But I'm not too sure with the kind of knowledge and the kind of wisdom our president got, President Baka. I don't think you want to have a country where everybody will just wake up one morning and just be saying, oh, the president here. The president. Oh, the president is good. The president will got the money. The president is a man guy. The man is fine. The man is beautiful. The man, use all the adjectives. Fine. They take it from fine, put it to beautiful, put it to charming, put it to awesome. And every morning, everybody just go praise the president. It will not work. It's not in our political spectrum. It is not in Liberia where people wake up in the morning and just praise president. President, we are people that are praising. Other people are saying, we're not praise you. We not get the time. That loss of time not there for them can be praising you. And that was it. They had their time. The couple passed away. The rest of the other guys, when they woke up in the morning, they said they're not praising President. We are. And they were not praising. Today, Josiah Joker is saying anybody who works in the government, you must be a United Party. You see, before the United Party came to power, and I'll share this with you quickly before I deal with the CDC and then take course. Before the United Party came to power, and when they started to form this, how they call it, the coalition, or that they had some document they called the framework document. I don't know if you remember that document. Actually, having that document somewhere, saving in my phone. I think I will have to look for it tomorrow. Monday, I will read that framework document for you. And the reason I'm reading that framework document, the first thing that was enshrined in that framework document was, if you are not a part of their collaboration. That's why they had a collaboration, I know, collaborating political party, right? CPP. They say if you do not have the mark of the CPP on your forehead that you are passing around to say, I'm a member of the CPP, I'm a member of the CPP, and I hold loyalty to the CPP, you got to say those things. You must, a friend, that it must be almost like an affirmation that, yeah, I'm a member of the CPP before you can get job. They say when they come from, they will sweep, even the sweeper, the people who were there sweeping, they will remove them from power. It was in the document. When we journalists raised that issue about the favorite document, they went back to rectify that thing. They said it was a mistake. How can a mistake of that nature, a grave mistake of that nature, be enshrined in a document that's supposed to be for a whole country? But that one in the framework document, if I lie, your call and tell me say I'm lying. Those of you who did not hear about that framework document, where that particular phrase, that particular proposition was placed in that particular document to say you must be a member of the CPP before you can have job. If you're not a member of the CPP, who come to power, will sweep everybody, even the sweeper. If you're not a member of the CPP, will take you for the position. It is almost a symbol of what the United Party is doing. They're coming to power, or they're coming to power looking back. If you're not in their line, you are removed. So everybody will wake up in the morning and praise the president. Is that what the CSA boss want for the country? That everybody will just wake up in the morning and praise Ambassador Bwaka? Everybody will just praise His Excellency President Joseph Newman Bwaka? No. It will not happen that way. People now just wake up and praise the president. There will be people who have had issues. There will be people who will say, we will not. There will be people who will just praise the president. Why are you doing good? You're not doing good. We started doing CDC time. What are the things were wrong from President? There was a certain group of people who would just say it correct. It was right. There will be those people. You can't get them out of society. There will be that kind of people will always be there. Whether it's wrong or it's right, they will say it correct. Because the whole loyalty to that particular and the United Party have similar in their party. There will be people who will say, what are Ambassador? Didn't you hear during the election time say, even if Ambassador Joseph Newman Bwaka is in which year, we still vote for him? Those are people who believe that even in their last breath, and Josiah Joker is one of them, he said if the elections are held 100 times, in that audio I play, he said you will say what? Vote for Joseph Newman Bwaka. That means he holds loyalty to Ambassador Bwaka. Who stops it? Nobody. But today he is in the driving seat of the CSA. He wants to. He is saying to the Nigerian people that me, I get my right, but you get your right. And you see how the country looking. So sometimes it can be difficult. But in all of these things, where is the CDC? In all of the things happening in the country, where is the CDC? Peterson Nangbe is joining us from Rome. Thank you so much for watching us from Rome. Welcome to the show. You can also leave your comments right on the live stream. Please share the video as well. We will have a number. The number is already pinned. I guess my producer pinned the number right on the screen. You can see the WhatsApp number there. If you want to be a part of the program, you will call that number once we start to take calls. But in all of these things, where is the CDC? Now, one would think that the CDC should be very responsible at this very point in time. But for all indication, the CDC needs a structural change first before they can even start checkmating the government. And when I say structural change, the CDC will have to have a leadership change from the head of the party. I'm not talking about the Standard Bearer. I mean, the Standard Bearer convention, whatever, they know how exactly to do it. But from the chairman position all the way, they have to have a change. If this group of people that are there will be the one, then they legitimize their state. We beat on the CDC, and we still beat on the CDC. The CDC must be organized. So you in opposition now are trying to organize and say all of these things happening. I see a splinter statement. I've seen statement from Jefferson Koji. I've seen statement from Ishtaka Sharif. I've seen statement from other small people who are in the party. I've seen some statement from the hierarchies of the party. But the party must synchronize these statements into one, condense them, and release them chronologically and say, this is the position of the CDC. And that Mayor Jefferson Koji writing on his page and expressing dissatisfaction about the issue. It should be, it should meet the acquiescence of the party. The party got leadership, the party got structure. So work through the structure. So CDC cannot tell the opposition and they don't still want to organize themselves. The opposition, they don't organize themselves. Huh? How difficult it is to organize yourself as a political party, as an opposition political party. The CDC is in opposition, but they are not still organized. All the things going on Chato, all the things that Josiah Joget, the president, and the rest of the other people doing, it is going unchecked because you do not have a strong opposition. The CDC should be a strong opposition. I'm not talking about the ANC. The ANC right now, I don't know what they're waiting for to become very active in Liberian politics, but Cummins, and that's the strategy of Cummins that always leads to having 0.3%. Because after the election, about Cummins, you will not hear anything about Cummins. He's sitting. When election time coming, then Cummins want to play magic for the Liberian people to turn their face to him. It doesn't work that way. Politics are not magic. Politics are not magic one. You just say your stake and knock it, say, Liberian people, you go for me then. Bang! You see Liberian people running to the pool. Who going over Cummins? Who going over Cummins? No, you know, it doesn't work that way. You must have your presence there. All of these things are happening. Cummins is a very big opposition figure in the country. He is not releasing statement. You're not hearing anything from Cummins. This is troubling. If all these things are happening, the opposition remain taciturn. They are quiet. They are not talking anything. The government will have freedom. The government will have walk in the park. Walk in the park. That's what the government will have. And that's what the government having now. So the CDC cannot be in opposition and still won't be, and still won't. No, it's not possible. The CDC need to get very proactive. You need to start with structural change. Start with a structural change and start to checkmate the government in every step. If the government, when I come here arrest a few persons, the government arrested in recent time, the CDC would not have spoken. The CDC are just going to say that and be looking at everything happening. And like I said, the CDC is behaving like, oh, that is that when people, then they go through what they're going through, and they don't want to choose the people, then they put you there anyway they want you. They know. Your role as an opposition is to critique the government. Show to the government that, hey, when we were there, we did not do this, but you doing it now, and it is wrong. Or we're doing it, and you are criticizing it. Why are you doing it? That's the role of the opposition, especially for the CDC. We beat on the CDC. How do you, the United Party people, you beat? You say it's not possible, and not a good thing for the CDC to be in power. And in fact, that was Secretary General to the party at the same time he was Senate Mayor. Today, we don't have the Secretary General of the United Party to FPRC sitting as the boss, the managing director of FPRC is the Secretary General of the party. Is it good? No. The CDC should be the one championing this cause. They should be the one. In fact, the CDC should be the commander on the war front for the opposition community. I'm beating on the doors of Cummins, but the CDC must champion the cause first. And other political parties see how organized you are. They can form a coalition with you. They can form a collaboration with you to checkmate the government and their dealings in the day. But to no avail, the CDC is relaxed. The CDC says, oh man, when you get time, what's all happy, happy. At the country, and I do get. So, you know, that is like what they're going through. I go to what they're going through. And they choose the people over us. Yeah, they choose the people over you because the process we went through is called a democratic process. People had their time to choose. They chose the group of people. If the people doing wrong, you can sit down as an opposition and say, let the people do what they're doing. We stay angry here. No, you can't still be angry. You could make a comeback to government depending on your posture in the opposition. The opposition life prepares you for a leadership role in the country. So all the things that the United Party criticize the CDC on will be on their doors. So some of you United Party people, you're not like me. Some of you CDC people, you're not like me. But I will say the truth. The truth is that the opposition cannot sit down and fold hands and say, let's see it. Hey, you're happy. Yeah, let the government do anything they want to, and the people choose the people who are up. This government, but they not think that the government will do some of the things that the government doing. So they rely on you to champion their voice. That's why an opposition political party is for, to champion the voice of the voiceless, to champion the voice of the people. Not to sit down and say, okay, they put that truth up, so let it go through where they're going to. So the CDC got to go through structural change first. The CDC got to know what they're doing. The CDC got to work. You can't let everything to slide. You can't let everything to go and say, then the people choose the people what they choose. So the United Party people, they will get there. And some days when you listen, you will think we saw on. Because the United Party people do good, of course, I will definitely champion what they said or what they did for the country that is good. The opposition people do good, oh yeah, I will champion it. If I forget it, I will tell them in their face that they have done this and it's wrong. And Cummings, to close on Cummings, before we take calls, Mr. Cummings is a very good politician. And I think when I see through his mantra, I see some of the things that he has planned to do for Liberia. I see some good things in it. But these are the same reasons why the Liberian people do not look at Cummings. Because Cummings would not surface right after election. Cummings is out of the picture. He's not in the political state. 1 or 2 years to election, Cummings becomes very active in Liberian politics. And you expect Liberian people to suddenly, and if the CDC is not careful, she's treading a same path to sit down for her and say, let the government do what they're doing. At the end of the day, 2 years to the election, 1 year to the election, they will become active. It will be late. A lot of collateral damage would have been done to the country before you know it. Let's take this break. When we come back, we'll start to take your calls. The WhatsApp number is pinned right there. It's right there. When we come back, we'll take your calls on 0772 758958. That's the orange number, those of you using orange. The program is Inside Liberia on KIA 95.9. We're right here opposite the BTC Barrack, adjacent the Ralita Market, and we are in Central Monrovia. 0772 758958. Those of you using Lone Star, call us up on 0886 393184. Again, 0886 393184. Let's take this very short break. We'll come back. We start to take your calls.
Every day there are issues happening around us that tend to shape the destiny of our country and our lives. However, those issues and their impacts. Join Inside Liberia on KIA 95.9 FM an early evening, informative and interactive, thought-provoking and stimulating political talk show that digs deep into the political, social, economic, and developmental issues and back them for you with accurate, balanced, and credible analysis as well as reports from across the counties. It's Inside Liberia with your host, Desmond from Mondays to Fridays. 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. on KIA 95.9 FM. You dare not miss it.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome to our first caller. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. I'm Mohammed Terry calling from Omega.
Let's hear you from Omega.
Yeah, you have said it right. I've been listening to you on all the places of Africa. I'm very admiring what all you have said. Power. But my issue here is this. On the CSA board, the CSA issue, you know, it is very much difficult for someone who employ you. We are against people, expressing their view. We are against people expressing their view constructively. This is a government that is working with everybody. So if you are a government official or somebody breaking in government, I believe that your argument is equal short if you are not faithful and regularly invested against the leadership or your president, the presidency. Then you're not prepared to work for that. You are telling me you are currently working at that position. I believe you not want to even insult your boss, but you really want to argue or maybe or exploit yourself. So for someone to come out and say, or the TSA board is threatening people, we don't think it to be a threat. Whether want for the government to move freely or put an express themselves, disagree and agree. So that is my view on that. Thank you very much for the show.
Thank you so much for your participation. You are very much entitled to your views. Another person is entitled to his or her view as well. 0772 0886393184. Another caller is here. Good evening.
Hello.
Yeah, good evening. Welcome.
Oh, thank you. I'm James Peters.
Pardon, you say your name is what?
James Peters.
Okay, Mr. Peters, welcome.
Thank you very much. You know, listening to your conversation. So I'm listening to what you said, and then I just want to contribute to keep the angle.
Mm-hmm.
My brother, it's just 6 months. I don't think the CDC is learning this. What I think is that the CDC is trying to allow the government to shoot themselves in the leg before they come out. Because you can remember that in the program of our study, the CDC was the only publication in this country that was on the seat of the government. So I don't think after 15 pounds for case here, the chief will just go live or just tired of. I don't think so. I just feel like, 50, working, and I can go and shoot or something like enough before they come out because they don't come out and then people can say, why does it get out? It's not true. It's just it's not true. No. But then the government is doing the government is shooting or something like if you get and look at them. And still whenever you see come out, they're gonna come out one thing.
Okay.
That's what I don't think you're there.
Okay. Thank you so much for your views. You are entitled to yours. Another man is entitled to his or her view. Another person as well. So let's take this person. Good evening. Welcome. Good evening. Ruben Canning.
Well, thank you for what you
And I call from Ghana Bay.
if you just brought a event to me, one last documentation between the 50 students.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that when they are implementing, Mr. Joker and I have become a strong warrior to fight and implement the dream of that particular time. And the state union country installation, nobody will get position. And they are doing it now. Thank God. Everything that you do on there, I don't think it's good for Mr. Joker and his family in future on his children. Because that is true. We will see just what we see. Whatever working we do, we will not affect working for our children. That's why in this country, we have to be children. With of the different children in this country that are influential is coming from their parents. Because they want to, they need to act with them. What aspect of the sleeping issue? He said something to the city. The church feels they need to move from high position to this party that are involved that I believe in children. We make them stay back. Because if you on the social media, you are setting one. For one another. With no name. See the African man is trying. You need to empower you. In the get German. When I say that, for the party.
Thank you so much, Ruben. We'll go back to the line. talk to this person from the Lone Star line. Good afternoon or good evening. Welcome. Good evening. You from the Lone Star line. Good evening.
Hello.
Yeah, good evening. Welcome.
Yeah, good evening. Let's say a meeting, but I'll make you do it.
Mm-hmm.
For the recommendation, Puka.
Okay, Raul, welcome.
Yeah, thank you. And I am the dynamic CRO of the Record Intellectual Maritime of the Blue Revolution. Be essential to market communication of some kind of change.
Okay, we're finished introducing yourself in 1 minute. We're finished.
I'm going to I like to go make it very emphatic, my brother. And trust me, you are indeed a patient, rapid, and nationalistic son of this talk. But to the point, I want to tell we are not there. We are not there. But we are getting our opponent the chance to put yourself in the, to throw yourself in the mud, or to shoot yourself in the leg. And thank God that really.
Okay. So you see, all the time you talk, you are going to the real point now, trying to strike. You're right before the goalpost, and it's not left with you and the goalkeeper, and then before you know it, you are clear off. So that's what happened. But let's take more of your calls. Let's go back to the line. This person slipped off. 077 275 8958 or 0886 are the numbers to be a part of the program inside Liberia on Kia 95.9. Those of you on the social media be a part of the program. The WhatsApp number is pinned right there for you, +231 886 681 198 is the WhatsApp number you can call to be a part of the program. Those of you in Liberia and listen to us via the radio, trust me, you can just use our hotline 0772 75 8958 or 0886 393184 are the numbers you can call to be a part of the program inside Liberia on Kia 95.9. My name is Morris Desmond Bryan, and of course, I'm your presenter. And Josh Quaid is here pushing the buttons, making sure the cameras are on, making sure we are live on your screen. Yeah, you can beat the experience to join us. we are the mirror of broadcasting. We are the one who bring the sanity to broadcasting. You see it? 0772758958. Let me take my time to call the number. Somebody said I'm calling the number too fast. Let me call the number very, very slowly. 0772 0772 8958 is the orange number. The Lone Star number is 0886 393184. Again, 0886 393184 is the Lone Star number. You can call us to be a part. And here we don't censor people's views. We don't tell you how to talk. All we tell you to do is to be responsible in the things you say, and no insult, no level of invectives should be rained on leaders or past leaders. The opportunity to express yourself, but in a very responsible manner. That's how we do it here. And here, we're all loyal to the no political parties. So we put everybody on the spotlight. We discuss you, and we discuss the issues surrounding your political party, your government, whatever it is, we will do it. And I see somebody send me a message and say, you were too hard on Mr. Cummings. Yeah, Mr. Cummings is a good politician, but I think his strategies are wrong. Wrong strategies, and he must improve on those strategies. You can't leave the Liberian people all in opposition. Then when elections are nearing, then you come back to say you want the Liberian people votes. It doesn't work that way. You must suffer with them or enjoy with them. And then when the time comes, they can reciprocate that good. Let's go back to the line and take more of your calls. This person, good evening, welcome.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Good evening, welcome.
Yeah, I'm Mohammed calling from the radio.
Omega Market.
No, Omega.
Yeah, let's hear you.
Yeah. Like you stated from the beginning, we are listening to you very carefully. The PDP issue is this. Even though some of we the supporters of the new party, we do understand that we are having some lapses in this government. But the guys that we are depending on, that we are depending on, to become a perfect opposition to this government are not yet prepared. They are believing they will not get prepared. By saying that they are still waiting for this government to get in the month, I don't think they are prepared to do. Because even the state, like you just said, the state of the party, it's not the state of the opposition currently. I'll be honest, very gentle as well people. So it is a CDC, very, very objective. I think the lens of Genesis Koji and all guys who are best, stigmatized in the time regime, in the past regime, in terms of reform. Then the party be able to review reform again, and then reform the party to a level that people want to understand. Or people that Koji have been in that Koji again, what they want to party anymore. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your views on some of the issues. Yeah, more of your calls 0772 758958 or 0886 are the numbers to call to be a part of the program inside Liberia on Kia FM 95.9. And again, we are situated right on the UN Drive opposite the PTC Barrack and adjacent the Rarita Market. We are here. If you're outside the country and you want to be a part of the program, you want to air your views, of course, the WhatsApp number is pinned. Maybe you're on the social media and you're far away from here. You want to just have your views aired. Of course, you can use the WhatsApp numbers +23886 681 198 is, of course, the WhatsApp number. You can just use that number to call us up. Or those of you who are right in Liberia and you are listening to us via the radio, call us up on 0772 758958 or 0886 are the numbers to call to be a part of the program. And let me just say this. While we await your calls, I am not in the business of telling the CDC who the CDC should make chairman or who the CDC should make secretary. All I say is that the CDC cannot sit and fold her hands and allow the Liberian people go through some of the things that they are going through in ages of this government's reign. That is my issue. So when will the CDC get ready? So the CDC will get ready 2 years before election or 1 year before election. Is when the CDC is going to come to identify the Liberian people? No, it will be late. The CDC must start to identify the Liberian people now. The CDC must start to play the leadership role that she ought to play. The CDC should be the head of the opposition community. As Unity Party was the head of the opposition community, while the CDC was in power, the CDC must cultivate similar idea in engaging the Unity Party's administration. The CDC said that for her and I let Mr. Cummins, everybody on the scene level, at the end of the day, they come in unison at the end of the tenure of the Unity Party and want to play magic, it will not work. Because the people are supposed to be raising issue in this country, it should be the CDC about some of the gross misrule of the government, if they are in it. The CDC should be the one raising those issues. And then the media can pick it up. The media can say, yeah, but the CDC spoke about it. The media is the documentary arm. We are the one documenting everything in the country. So we're documenting how the conspicuous silence of the CDC is creating a problem. So the CDC said that she's not talking, we're marking it. That's why we're reminding them that you're not talking now. When are you waiting to talk? And we're reminding the Unity Party, you criticize the CDC on several other things and you are doing the same. We must remind you that you cannot do business as usual. That you yourself bring the business as usual, and you bring the business as usual now. You bring the business as usual, then you don't want to, you said no business as usual, then why you want to do the business as usual? Why you want to do the business as usual? So we'll continue to do what we can do. We'll continue to put the two political parties or all the political parties into the fire. We will not hesitate to correct them when the corrections are supposed to be made. we will not give them we will not stop giving recommendations, because this is our country. This is our country. And this country belongs to all of us. We must continuously talk about the issues that are confronting our people. If we can't do that now, when are we waiting for to do it? 2 days to election, 1 day to election, 1 week to election, or 1 year to election? Is that the time we're waiting for to identify for the Liberian people? No. No. So we can take the last batch, of course, before we call it a presentation. Today is Friday, 16th day of the month of August, and the year is 2024. The orange number to call is 0772 758958. Again, 0772 758958, or 0886 393184. Again, 0886 393184 is the Lone Star number. The orange number is 0772 758958. You can call us up. Those of you on the WhatsApp, you're on the internet and you want to call us, you can call us on our WhatsApp number +231 +231 886 681 198 is the number you can call us up on. Let's take more of your calls here. Let's say more of your calls. Those of you wanting to participate, the numbers are right there. You can take advantage. You can take advantage of the numbers and be a part of the program right here on Kia 95.9.
Every day there are issues happening around us that tend to shift the destiny of our country and our lives. However, I need the press of those issues and their impacts. Join Inside Library on KN95.9 FM at early evening, informative and interactive, thought-provoking and stimulating political talk show that digs deep into the political, social, economic, and developmental issues and back them for you with accurate, balanced, and credible analysis, as well as reports from across. It's in South Library with your host, Morris Desmond Brown, from Mondays to Fridays, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. on KN95.9 FM.
Of course, welcome back. Welcome back to the program. It is the final lap of the program here at Kia Communications Network. Today is Friday, and of course, is the 16th day of the month of August, and the year is 2024. Again, 0772 758958 or 0886 393184 are the numbers to call to be a part of the program. Inside Liberia is the Friday's edition. Of course, we will soon say goodbye to you, but we can take few calls before doing that. If you're on the WhatsApp and you want to join us, of course, you can do so. Let's take this. Good evening.
Yeah, how's it going, my brother?
Well, thanks for asking. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I'm brother. My son from the Baptist.
Let's hear you from Capital Baptist.
I keep wondering if you've seen the people young doing because against the government, people out.
Pardon? You said?
I'm wondering if you've seen the people against violence against what's happening in the government. Yeah, but recent time, the political leaders are following how the news conference and this and that of dealing with society.
Mm-hmm.
So, you see, the political party is speaking out.
Okay.
Political party don't go to news conference, they don't get information out. Then they do. So, political party needs to get to bring all this information, then follow it. So, that's how it works. So, like you guys, you have one time to step up and speak against those areas, then political party step up, okay?
No, the political, my brother, the political database, they should have their own tactical spread a government to unearth some of the things that the government is doing. I mean, you can bear with me that while the CDC was in power, things were being fled by the Unity Party under the CDC administration. But our journalists carry those things.
in the crowd who are doing so much for the opposition because folks out who are taking the air around I believe
No, the United Party,
they were there on the background and supporting me and doing whatsoever that information you're getting and from getting from it.
so the United Party were having press conference almost every week, discussing the ills of the government and other things. So the CDC is not prepared to do so.
No, you just doing it. You can tell you a lot of things of press company I would say. And almost that sound out yesterday.
Okay.
It's not the only show just weeks, just a month ago. They had a news conference and talk about it. Things that the political party is moving forward with something and things that happen in the government.
Okay.
So I was telling for what they have been doing. They can't be as so short as pressure group. We should have had pressure group. But in the past, people were giving popularity, and some from the judge that were popular. So criticizing to gain popularity. Again, it was the most, because most of the guys who are criticizing. So that's one of the concern I have.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, my brother. Keep following us on Kia Radio 95.9. We are here to stay. We are here to make the difference. And of course, you can beat the experience. And so you need to just join us. Let's talk Liberia. Inside Liberia, right here on Kia 95.9. Of course, we in the latter part of our show now, we want to encourage you, those of you who have the businesses and you are wanting to sell that product to the public. Let's take this person. Good evening. Good evening. Oh, sorry. So this person isn't prepared to participate on the show. I think they were calling somebody into the number. But again, if you have your products and you want to market them, don't hesitate. We can market them for you right on this program, right on this show, right at this radio station. You don't need to look anywhere further. The partners are here to help you. So we take the last two calls and then we can call their presentation 0772-758958. Again, 0772-758958 or 0886-393184. Two numbers out for you to participate on the program inside Liberia on 5.9. Of course, we are almost in time. Again, visit our offices, visit our business and our marketing, our manager and the rest of the team here. Visit us and we can sell your products for you. You can be a sponsor to the show as well. Those of you who intend to be a sponsor of the show, you just need to come here and have an arrangement, and then we can market your products while we have the show. Every time we're taking a break, we'll sell your product at that time. Before, after doing, we will do everything possible to make your brand known in this country. So you can trust us, right? So again, folks, many thanks to all of you. You've been wonderful listeners. You've been wonderful followers of the show. And like I said, by next week, we'll start to build the fan base of the show. We'll start to build it, and you can be a part. It comes with a lot of responsibility to listen to the show every time, to share when you come on live. You got to share the video. You got to tell another person to listen to the show. I mean, several things we'll be doing. But next week, we'll also come up with the bumper stickers for the program inside Liberia. Yeah, we'll come up with a bumper sticker. We'll share them with drivers. We'll share them with motorcyclists. We'll share them with different people. We'll come to your homes if we can and share those bumper stickers with you. That you can join us every 4 o'clock, and you can join our radio station from morning to the night when we bring you fascinating programs right on this radio. So again, many thanks to all of you, to our CEO, who is very busy in recent time, preparing to take his bride down the aisle. I want to say thank you. Thank you to your team in the United States and elsewhere in Canada and other. We appreciate you for the wonderful work you're doing. The Care Humanitarian Foundation, the help you're rendering to Liberian people, the giving back that you are doing. Well, let God continue to increase your hands, Mr. Christopher Care. You are a wonderful person. Let God continue to keep you and keep the entire Care Communications Network family. Until Monday, when I'm back on this radio, it's a wonderful weekend. Very wonderful. And you must have yourself a great weekend. Josh Ware has been here and handling the sounds, ably produced this show. I want to say thank you to my producer, George, for being a wonderful producer again. Morris Desmond Brown is my name. I'll be here on Monday, same time, 4 o'clock. But keep listening to Care Radio 95.9 as we bring you more programs on this radio. Until then, I love you. Let's keep the peace of our country. I'm out of here to be back on Monday.